situation. And then why?
And good morning and welcome to the WSJM Morning Show with Ken and friends. And Ken's friends who have joined him this morning are Chris Britton, Executive Director of New Heights CCDA, and Sarah Spoonholtz from the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you,
Ken?
How are you doing?
Great.
I'm
Is
doing
everything good?
Yeah.
You ready for some snow on Thursday? It'll be fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's Michigan, right? Like we had first spring last week. Now we're in second spring. Winter returns for its 10th season.
I thought this was summer. I thought we had summer.
I mean,
When it gets over 70.
well,
According to my kids, it's summer.
Yeah.
details.
Yeah. I bet they're loving the outside right now.
They are. And their mom and I are loving it as well.
Get them out of the house.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're going to talk with both of you here in just a couple of minutes about New Heights CCDA and other things happening with the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber. But March Madness, involved?
Nope.
Looking at it? Care?
No.
Oh, okay.
I know. Sorry.
That makes three of us.
Okay.
I mean, I used to, and then I don't know, like the last 10 years, I'm just kind of like, meh.
Yeah.
I won a couple of pools, one being here at the radio station.
Really?
Out of nowhere. My first day, my bracket got wiped.
Oh.
And I somehow still managed to win. I had like
Wow.
two teams that held on. And yeah.
Must have been some upsets that year.
Hardcore,
Yeah. Yeah. Same here. I have been lured into a bracket this year with Brett and Mike, and I think Sean's going to participate. I don't know who else, but they're all sports fanatics. They live, breathe, eat, drink.
That's an unfair fight, I feel
It
like.
really is. And so I have to go either by mascots, color, or just, throwing something in the wind and saying, okay, yeah, I think that one. Or just,
Now, if it's football or baseball,
yeah.
you're on.
Okay.
I'm down.
I'm taking the Tigers, Detroit Tigers.
Okay, that's fair.
Spring, the first game, spring training's almost over. The first
Yeah.
game for the Tigers, next week?
Yeah.
That's going to be good.
Super exciting. I can't wait. Baseball is my favorite, and then football, so I'm excited.
Do you have a favorite major league team?
I do.
Is it the Tigers?
No.
You're in trouble.
Sorry.
Who is it?
The Cubs.
Anyone but the Cubs. Come on.
Hey, look.
Chris, what about
here-
you? You like baseball? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Sarah.
I was just saying, I'm an optimist because there's always next year.
There's something fun about like the underdog story about the Cubs. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't really.
Okay.
We're not. I mean, I enjoy sports. But I would be on the side of more enjoying playing the sports than watching the sports.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's fair.
All right. We've got news to talk about here in just a moment. We'll be back. It's the WSJM Morning Show. Thank you for joining us on the video live stream. Good morning. I see a few friends on there already, so we will come back after news and have this discussion. We'll talk with Sarah Spoonholtz from the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber and Chris Britton, Executive Director of New Heights CCDA, in just a moment.
Gary Preston, ABC News.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit,
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
And good morning once again. Welcome to Tuesday, March 18th edition of the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. Happy to have you here with us on the morning show. It's 43 degrees right now, pretty much all across the board. We've got St. Joseph, South Haven, Benton Harbor, all at 43 degrees. New Buffalo is 44 degrees. Buchanan, 43. Dowagiac, it's 41 degrees. Forecast for today, it is going to be another nice one. Decent. Partly cloudy skies, a high around 64. We'll still deal with the wind out of the south, gusting up to 25 miles per hour. Tonight's forecast, mostly cloudy, a low around 53. South winds still gusting to 25. Wednesday's forecast tomorrow, we start to see that rainfall potential. Mostly cloudy skies, a 60% chance of rain. A few evening thunderstorms tomorrow are possible. I kind of like thunderstorms. Thunderstorms are nice.
They are. They're fantastic sleeping weather too.
Yeah.
Like I don't know about the two of you, but I sleep like a rock when thunderstorms come through. Like one of
Absolutely.
my friends is like texting me, I'm so scared right now. And I am like dead to the world.
Yeah, those thunderstorms that we
it.
had roll through over the weekend, I heard, I think, 2 crashes, and that was it.
I didn't hear a single thing.
Yeah,
I slept. I was out.
nice.
Yeah, my favorite thing to do is like to run down to the beach and watch them roll in,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Ugh.
we live in a great part of the country for that.
Yes.
So unique to be able to see that over Lake Michigan, like absolutely majestic.
Very true. The voices you're hearing in the background here, we've got Sarah Spoonholz. She's with the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber, and Chris Britton. He's the executive director of New Heights CCDA, and we're going to have a good conversation with them here in just a few minutes after we get through news. Weather forecast just wrapping up. Thursday and Friday, mostly cloudy, a 60% chance of snow, high around 37 on Thursday.
Boo.
37 degrees on Thursday with a chance of snow. That'll be fun. I don't think there's going to be an accumulation,
I
though.
just put all my winter clothes away.
That's why it's going to snow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sarah.
Sorry, everyone. It's my fault.
That's all right. Friday's forecast, it's going to be partly sunny again with a high around 53, and then we move into the weekend, and coming into the weekend, it's going to get a little bit cooler, and we're going to have that chance of showers, a 30% chance of rain showers, I think, both days, Saturday and Sunday, a high around 43 on Saturday and a high around 47 on Sunday. Okay, taking a look at some of the news that we have from the WSJM newsroom. For the second time in less than a week, fire has destroyed a Bangor Township residence in the Van Buren County area. Bangor Community Fire Department responding to a structure fire in the 38,000 block of 62nd Street yesterday, just before noon. Bangor Fire Chief Derek Babcock says when firefighters arrived, they found the trailer that was fully engulfed. Investigating deputies from the Van Buren County Sheriff's Office say the fire started when flammable liquid was being poured into a portable stove, and it spilled, and it caught on fire because the stove was still on fire. The person who was pouring the liquid suffered burns to his legs. He was treated at the scene. Officials say damage was so extensive, an earth mover needed to be brought in so firefighters could finish up the job and extinguish hot spots. Heading into a new season of road construction, drivers are reminded of 2 resurfacing projects along Red Arrow Highway in Berrien County this year. The Berrien County Road Department's Adri Boone tells us not only is the road being resurfaced between Berrien Street and Lakeshore Road in Chickiming Township, but there's also going to be work between the Bridgman city limits and just south of the Cook plant in Lake Township. She says this is all part of a long-term plan to get all of Red Arrow Highway in good condition throughout the county.
Agency has been working basically with the goal of a 10-year plan to have all portions of the county network in good condition for Red Arrow Highway, seeing as it is so vast, stretching all the way from New Buffalo all the way exiting our county.
Boone says it'll take time, but they'll eventually get there. The work between Bridgman and the Cook plant this coming construction season will see the road reduced from 4 travel lanes down to 2 with a center turn lane,
which does properly suit the road structure for the flow of traffic it sees. Keeping in mind, Red Arrow Highway was built before I-94 existed in the area, so it has changed in the capacity requirements necessary year-round.
A roadside trail is also planned as part of the work. Berrien County Commissioner Alex Ott said last week he's been taking some complaints from business owners in Lake Township who are concerned about what the construction will mean for their busy season. He said he may call for a town hall, although nothing has been scheduled and there was already one back in October. Boone says the Chickiming Township work gets underway this month, while the start date for the Lake Township portion has not yet been announced, but will be this year. And around 100 farmers from all over Michigan will be in Lansing today for a tractor rally to express their frustration with state regulations that hamper their work. State Representative Jennifer Wartz of Branch County is one of the organizers of the event and tells us the House Oversight Committee will be holding a hearing on regulations that directly affect farmers. She says some state agencies go too far in regulating growers.
I mean, these are rules. They're not laws. No legislature has passed them, yet they really affect the ability of farmers to be able to farm and grow and expand.
Wirtz says farmers pride themselves on being good stewards of the land, but excessive regulations often mean they spend more time on paperwork than actual farming.
The whole process, though, of permitting has become so burdensome, and it takes months. I've even heard years before people get a response from some of these departments.
Wirtz says farmers face red tape and fees everywhere they turn. They're going to rally with their tractors at Michigan State Capitol from 8 o'clock this morning till about 11, and they say some will go inside to testify at the hearing at 9 o'clock. Word says with Republicans back in control of the State House, there's been a lot of talk about doing an overhaul or at least some reevaluation of regulations. All right, so that's happening today. We'll try to get an update from our state lawmakers. We will get an update from Sarah Spoonholtz from Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber in just a moment. She's brought with her this morning Chris Britton, the executive director of the New Heights CCDA. Why don't we just say a quick hello, and then we'll go on to the video live stream, and then we'll come back for the full report.
Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Hello and good morning. Chris, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Great to be here with you, Ken.
Give us the overview of what you're going to talk about this morning, Chris.
Yeah, so we are celebrating our impact that we had in 2024. So we'll be sharing about all the great work that was done.
Outstanding. So if you ever have a question of New Heights CCDA, what they're up to, what they've been doing, all the accomplishments that they have, we'll be talking about that in just a moment. And we'll hear about all the other fun stuff that Sarah's up to at the chamber. That's coming up in just a moment right here on WSJM.
The Pistons, Pacers, and
All righty then. If we've got let's see, about 2.5 minutes before we go back onto the radio. What's going on?
Oh my gosh, what isn't going on right now?
Yeah?
Yeah. So we've got ribbon cutting coming up for Brookie's, the new cafe in downtown St. Joe.
Did you see the big article that Gail wrote about that?
Actually,
he is enamored
yes.
with the Brookie's folks.
And I'm so excited because this is actually their 5th location.
Yeah.
And they're, a younger couple. They've got multiple locations over in Cass County. This is their first one over here in Berrien County. Just opened Brookie's in downtown Dowagiac. So now we get Brookie's in St. Joe as well. But
Yeah.
they just seem to be such a solid couple. And actually, I do have to write the press release for the ribbon cutting. And it was like, Jake, would you like me just to use the article?
Good. Do that.
So I know Gail uses a lot of my press releases and stuff, information for me. So
Yep.
now I get to, return the favor.
So tell me about Brookie's, though. I feel like I've seen this, but I haven't really kept up.
Yeah.
So what are they?
So it's going to be like Mason Jar meets Panera in terms of a cafe in downtown St. Joe.
2 restaurants I love.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Mason Jar meets Panera.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's the exact
It's a great
words
description.
from Jake and Brooke, named after the wife, Brooke. So Brookie's, and it sounds like a delicious option to connect with.
Yeah.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. And then we've got our TriShare coming up. That's going to be in partnership with the United Way of Northern Michigan, as well as our United Way down here of Southwest Michigan. But it's an opportunity for businesses to come together and to learn about how they can participate in TriShare. It's another opportunity for them to offer something to their employees, especially with childcare being such a hot commodity and need right now.
Yeah.
It helps offset the cost between what the state can provide, what the employer provides, and what the employee provides as well. So that will be coming up on April 10th. And that is a virtual call at noon. So the details on that are on our website. We do have a couple other ribbon cuttings. I think we're just finalizing dates. One for Fresh Decor. They just went in downtown Benton Harbor. They just went through a nice remodel. And then there's a couple others that I can't remember off the top of my head, but we've got all the fun information listed on our website.
Okay.
Can I tell you, by the way, Fresh Decor, amazing
right?
company. They've been a huge supporter of New Heights throughout the years.
Yeah.
So just a shout out to them.
Nice.
If people aren't aware of them, they should definitely check them out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. We're going to get on the radio and we're going to get the real report
Yes.
from Sarah here in just a moment. So put on your radio voice.
Oh,
Is that a poppy? Are you drinking a poppy drink?
no, I'm drinking an Alani because I'm out of coffee creamer at my house, and I keep going to make coffee and then realizing that I need caffeine and I don't have it.
Very nice. Very nice. I ask about Poppy because Pepsi has apparently
But
decided
Poppy
to
is
buy
good.
Poppy. I haven't had
Oh,
Poppy.
really?
Yeah, for $1.2 billion. We'll talk about that in just a moment, right here on the WSJM Morning Show.
Scattered showers in the day with a high of 60, but we will see a chance of strong to severe thunderstorms possible on Wednesday evening. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
7:15, it's the WSJM Morning Show. Good morning, I'm Ken Lundberg, and it's Tuesday, March 18th, and very fortunate to be joined by a couple of great individuals here in the studio this morning. We're talking with Sarah Spoonholtz from the Southwest Michigan Chamber of Commerce, the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber, and then Chris Britton, the Executive Director of New Heights CCDA. And before we get into your report, Sarah, I was just mentioning, because you brought a can in this morning. I thought it was an alcohol beverage. No, I'm just kidding. No, because yesterday was St. Pat's Day.
Yeah, I am not. No.
I know. I'm just kidding. No. But no, you brought a beverage in this morning, and I thought maybe that's one of those Poppy drinks. Because everyone's talking about Poppy. I had not heard of Poppy before. I've probably had one to drink,
It's
but
the better alternative to soda, Ken.
well, see, that's their marketing gimmick, and they went on Shark Tank. This husband and wife team went on Shark Tank to sell their idea for, hey, we have a different soda pop, and it's got this and this and this, and less of the bad stuff and more of the good stuff, blah, blah, blah. Fund us. And a couple of the big sharks said, no, you're never going to make it, no. And then one of them said, I see potential. Now, that potential, they're selling their little ma and pa soda company for nearly $2 billion to Pepsi.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's unfathomable.
I can't even think of how many zeros that is.
That is the American dream. Zero is what that is.
What?
Is what that is. So that's really cool. We'll talk more about that later on. But first, let's talk about the important stuff. Our guests who are here today. Sarah Spoonholtz, Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber. Lay it on us. Tell us what you want to talk about today and who you brought in to talk some more.
Where should I start? Well, I just mentioned on the live stream that we've got a ribbon cutting coming up next Thursday at the brand new Brookie's Cafe. So that'll be at 10 a.m. with the ribbon cutting happening promptly at 10:15. Happens to be their opening day that they'll be in downtown St. Joe. If you're not familiar, they're going into the old Kingfisher location.
Yeah.
Jake and Brooke Arnold. They are a young couple, and this is actually their 5th location that they have. So they have 4 other restaurants, one of them being another Brookie's that just opened in downtown Dowagiac. Then they have 3 others over in the Cass County area. So this is their first one in Berrien County. So we're really excited. If you're wondering what kind of food they're going to be serving, it's a mix between like Mason Jar meets Panera. So it's going to be something delicious. I'm super excited about it. Their menu looks amazing. And we're just really geeked to welcome them into the community. So that'll be next Thursday, the 27th at 10 a.m. Come and join us and we'll help welcome them into Southwest Michigan. And then we have our TriShare event, which is happening. So if you are looking for an innovative way to help support your employees, especially those who are in need of childcare assistance, TriShare is a great opportunity to do that. So this is going to be in collaboration with the United Way of Northern Michigan, as well as the United Way here in Southwest Michigan. But it's going to be a virtual call and information session happening on April 10th at noon. So you can RSVP to us and then we'll get you added to the calendar invite with the login information for the virtual call.
Who should join that? Who should join that call?
That's really great for employers.
Okay.
So like if you have someone in HR, or if you're a small business, maybe you are under 10 employees. That seems to be the hot number right now that defines a small versus a large business. But if you are, if you are the boss that's doing all the HR, or if you have somebody in your office that you're like, hey, I don't have time to do this, but you can hop on and join this, that definitely would be who I would have on the call.
Okay. Great. And that's happening again when and where?
That is happening on April 10th at noon, and that will be a virtual call as well.
Easy to attend because all you have to do is just warm up your computer and get online.
Yep. And you could eat your lunch right at your desk without us even knowing.
Very nice.
So, yeah.
That's what I always do.
Yeah, same. But I wanted to bring in Chris Britton with us from New Heights CCDA.
Hey, Chris.
Chris was a 2-time nominee for our Business Recognition Awards, once as himself for Rising Star, so the Under 40 Award, and then also for New Heights CCDA for Nonprofit Excellence. And they just released their 2024 Impact Report and wanted to make sure he had a chance to come on and share.
Welcome, Chris. It's good to see you back.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
He's been a guest on the show.
I know.
He's been good.
I know. I think actually
he's really good.
We just confirmed the date, and it was 2 or 3 days later. I'm like, Chris, you're on the show.
Very nice. Chris, how's it going?
It's going good.
What new do you have to share with us? Tell us about your impact in the community.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Before we do that, maybe set the foundation for anyone who is unaware of New Heights CCDA.
Good idea.
What is it all about?
Yeah, so New Heights CCDA is we're a really innovative nonprofit. And if you want to oversimplify our mission statement, it's moving people from scarcity to stability to success. So it's really helping people move out of the situation they're in and not just sustain their current situation, but actually help them to better and improve their lives. And so we really operate in three major categories in like the social services realm. The first is transportation. The second is food security. And then the third is general community development in Benton Heights.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very well said. What and so talk about some of your impact from 2024. What did you measure? What did you see?
Yeah, so we measured impact across kind of those three major categories. So like the New Heights Auto Ministry, just to cut right to the chase, we calculated that had a $2.1 million economic impact. Actually, that we did talk about that last time we were on the show.
Insane.
Yeah. It blew me away and it blew my team away. And then I had some people, of course, appropriately challenge me on the numbers. Like, well, okay, did you just make those numbers up? And no, and like, again, if someone wants to know the numbers, I won't bore us. It's too early to go into the math. But I do have a math degree.
Okay.
So,
nice to
yeah,
know.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is $2 million economic impact on the region. And a lot of that, I mean, just not to oversimplify it, but it's basically is if somebody didn't have transportation, they may not be able to have gainful employment. If they don't have
that's
employment.
exactly what we measured.
Okay.
Yep. Basically, we said how many people did we help, what percentage either maintained or gained employment, and then what was the average household income.
Very good.
And actually, the 2.1 million is actually a conservative number when we rounded figures down.
Okay.
But the other great thing, I mean, that's the economy, but of the households we served through the New Heights Auto Ministry, they collectively themselves saved $106,000.
How did they do that?
Through the repairs that we provided them at a significant subsidy.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. What else did you find about the 2024 survey?
So then we moving on to our community food network, which is addressing chronic food insecurity, not just short term, but recognizing that a lot of families face this ongoing food security issue. And so our community food network served 781 households, which represents 1,700 individuals. And we provided them with 8,000 pounds of farm fresh produce, 375 gallons of milk. Now hold on to your seats.
Yeah.
730 dozen eggs.
Ooh, 730 dozen eggs.
Yeah, I mean, think about what that's valid. Talk about economic impact.
Yeah. Are you doing the math on that real quick?
I'm curious.
Because
What
if
is the
I
current price of eggs?
Well, let's say it's $5. Can we say $5 or should we say $4 just to be?
Well, let's say 4. I always like to kind of.
And you said how many dozen?
$3,000 just in eggs.
730 dozen eggs. Yeah.
730 dozen eggs. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, you're looking at about $3,000 worth of eggs.
Yeah, I like that.
And again, that's been made possible by some great partnerships. There's a new, like an up and coming nonprofit called Abundant Acres, where they're like starting a farm with the idea of sourcing either food pantries or food ministries like ours. So they've been such a huge blessing. Then moving on to our community development work, which the physical manifestation of that is the New Heights Laundry Hub. Again, our community development work is broader, but that is like kind of the heart of that work. And the Laundry Hub opened in March, again, thanks to some wonderful partnerships in the community. Lots of foundations, corporations came together to make that possible. And it's a community resource center that has a small laundromat in it. And so we have seen, the usage on the machines as we've measured that has exceeded what we had planned on. So we know we're meeting that practical need.
That's awesome.
Of laundry. But what it's really about, it's really a community center. And it's about creating capacity and bandwidth to deliver services direct to the community of Benton Heights. And so far, we have actually served over 600 people through events that have happened through and kind of because of the Laundry Hub.
Wow. Not just through the laundry services, but other services that are there in the center.
So for instance, Lincoln Township Library has been a great partner. They've been coming out with they have a resource van that comes out, and they've been helping people with legal stuff, resume building. Michigan Works is out there once a week. We have a partnership with Andrews, and we're just restarting that. And they're going to be out there on a regular basis doing blood pressure checks and things like that. So we measure all those events, and then we measure how many people come to those events. So that's where we come up with that impact. And then again, we talk to the partners about what successes did you see? And again, a small success, I guess, in terms of quantity. But again, I think this exemplifies the power of what's happening in proximity.
Yeah.
Is, we heard of a woman. She was a patron of the laundromat. She came because she liked the laundromat. She even drove like 10 miles because it's a beautiful facility. Mm-hmm. It's a comfortable space, someplace that she wanted to be. And she was there the day that a Michigan Works rep was there. And long story short, she ended up gaining better employment because she wasn't coming looking for that resource, but because of this intersection, this ability to intersect with these resources that we've created, she was able to kind of better her position.
That's tremendous.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on a good first year. It's hard to believe it's been a year already.
Yeah.
You said it opened in March of last year?
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
May. Actually, it was May. Sorry.
Oh, May.
So we're not even a year in.
Okay, almost a year in.
Yeah.
Almost a year. I was thinking, wow.
And it was probably two of our biggest in terms of like celebratory events with the groundbreaking for it.
Yeah.
Number of people, and then absolutely one of the probably top 5 largest ribbon cuttings that we've ever had in terms of people turnout. They were both fantastic.
It really represents the best of community collaboration.
Yeah.
Because again, our thing in the work we're doing in community development work is not to reinvent the wheel of what amazing agencies in our community are doing, because we just can't, right? And it would be foolish of us to try to do that. But what was missing in Benton Heights was some facility space, the resources to make those events and resources available in that community.
Well, I think too, it hits on something that we've been saying at the chamber for a while, and I've been saying so far more and more in 2025 is what we can do together if we acted as a community of 155,000 for Berrien County, or a community of 265,000 if you look at Berrien, Cass, and Van Buren. The impact if we all actually work together. And I think New Heights, especially the Laundry Hub, is a great example of that, having so many different agencies, so many different entities that are coming together for a common cause and not fighting each other or saying, no, like they need to come to me, they need to come here. Instead, we're meeting at a central middle ground, and we're doing good for the betterment of all.
Exactly.
Love that definition of community. That's good. Well put, Sarah. Chris, so a look back at 2024.
Yeah.
How about a look ahead at 2025? What are you looking forward to?
Oh, man, there's a lot that we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to actually increasing the impact through the New Heights Auto Ministry. A part of that, though, too, is made possible by the general public utilizing New Heights Auto Services for their auto care needs. Because here's what's really cool: every dollar we make through the New Heights Auto Services, the retail arm, we give back. So we turn that around and we use it to fuel. Pun intended. We use it to fuel the work of the New Heights Auto Ministry. Community Food Network, we're actually going to be kicking off a fundraiser here probably in the next quarter or so. We really need to start a 4th group. Our 3 groups are at capacity. And the reason they're at capacity, people say, well, why can't you just add one more person? Because we know how much funding we have, and we commit to our members. That's what makes us different. We commit to our members a reliable and known quantity and a dignified quality of food. So if I add more people to our current enrollment, I'm either faced with reducing the quality or reducing the quantity. Which then takes us back to the scarcity mindset, right? I was just interviewing Community Food Network members yesterday in preparation for this, and one of the people I was talking to said to me, he's like, you just don't understand how much of a relief this is. And the relief comes from the fact that she knows that twice a month, she knows where she's going to be, and she knows what kind of food she's going to get, and she knows how much food she's going to get. And it's a significant quantity and quality of food. And so that helps somebody to think about the future.
Yeah.
Then at that point.
Love the way you think about that. No, that's great stuff. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Anything else that we need to cover?
The only other thing would be our community dinners. And again, this is something too, I would like to extend an invite to the community once a month. March through October, we host a free community dinner in Benton Heights. First Church of God in Benton Heights allows us to use their facility space for that. But we bring in a meal and we provide it to the community. And the idea is to strengthen the fabric of community, get neighbors talking together, get people working together. We also bring in resources as well to those dinners. But we recently decided, we changed our strategy a little bit, that those dinners are now not only open to the residents of Benton Heights, of course, but those who are interested in and invested in the Benton Heights community. So if somebody feels like a pull to serving and working alongside that community, we would encourage them to come. And there's information about that on our website. But again, I truly feel like we are better together, and we are better when we know our neighbors, whether it's that neighbor who lives literally next door to us or someone in that neighboring community. And the thing I would say too is I'm better because of the people I know there. My life is richer. I have learned things. And not only, so I've benefited and the people in Benton Heights have benefited. So that's what we're trying to create, this space where people are coming together who may not have had the likelihood of crossing paths and the relationships and the networking that can form because of that.
Chris Britton, Executive Director of New Heights CCDA. Where can people get more information? Give us the website again.
Yeah, so newheightsccda.com. You can Google us too. And then also, if you're interested in supporting the New Heights Auto Ministry, please check out newheightsautoservices.com. We're a full service shop. And again, when you utilize New Heights Auto Services to maintain or repair your vehicle, you're helping somebody in need.
Okay. Chris, thank you very much. Sarah Spoonholtz, Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber. Anything else we need to cover today?
No, if you want to learn more about upcoming events or more about some of our amazing members, such as New Heights CCDA, head to our website, smrchamber.com, and then you can also find us on all the social channels by simply searching SMR Chamber.
We appreciate both of you coming in today. Thank you.
Thanks for letting us be your guest.
You know, I let it go on a little longer than I might have normally, but this is good. It's great information.
Yeah, thank you, Ken.
Great information. Absolutely. We'll be back on the video live stream here in just a moment. We've got some news to cover, though. We've got Bloomberg with the financial market information. Federal Open Market Committee, the board, Federal Reserve Board, basically, is meeting this week to talk about interest rates. Boo. So we'll talk about that in a few. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a moment. We'll also talk about ABC with national and international news and our local sports from Dave Wolf. That's coming up here in just a moment on WSJM.
So you want
that back on the video live stream. Did we cover everything that you wanted to cover?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, looking forward to 2025.
Yeah, I am too.
New Heights CCDA, it's you got a lot going on.
We do.
Yeah.
I feel that. I've been feeling that.
How have the machines been working?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're getting more use than you anticipated. Does that mean a more service, more replacement, earlier replacement or anything?
You know, when we opened, there were some kinks to work through, but I think it was just kind of new machines and working through the kinks. They've been great. Shout out to Whirlpool and Maytag.
You're using their commercial equipment? Okay, good.
Yeah. And it's been wonderful. And Whirlpool has been such a fantastic partner in this. So again,
did you offer to be a testing ground for them? Because they've got, some of the engineering that happens.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So they actually, this is really cool. So our commercial equipment, it is, there is a fee for it. It's market rate. The idea there is that if individuals were going to another laundromat, this one is more convenient for them. And then the revenue generated from that helps offset the cost of operating the laundry hub. It doesn't fully even meet it. So again, we're still fundraising to meet the difference, but it does help offset it. But there is still need for reduced fee laundry services. So we've got this great partnership. Whirlpool is actually testing some of their residential units in our facility. So we've got a residential washer and a residential dryer, and those are free.
Oh, wow.
And so the win-win is they're getting way more turns on that equipment than they would if, it was in somebody's house, right? I mean, I do a lot of laundry in my house, but not as much usage as what these machines are getting. So if there is someone in need of a free wash, that is actually available to them. And again, thanks again to that wonderful partnership with Whirlpool.
That's great. That's great. Shout out to Whirlpool for doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's wonderful. Give them a good run through too, because the worst thing ever is ever having a home appliance breakdown.
Oh, I know.
So make sure you're running them through the,
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which reminds me, good news, the broken microwave that I had in the alley, somebody took it. So that's great. I left it out there for a week. And I thought, and it hadn't disappeared, because usually the scrappers or whatever, they come through the alleys and pick up and they hadn't taken it for a week. And I thought, oh man, I'm going to have to take it to the green recycling place. And somebody even on our live stream suggested that.
Yeah,
and so I was getting ready to, set some time aside, go do that. It was gone. It was just magically gone one day.
Hey.
There you go.
So now I just have to get rid of a big old TV that went on the fritz. So
that's a little harder.
Yeah. People don't
a little
take
less
those.
appealing for scrappers.
Anyway, all right. Let me close this out, but I want to say thank you to Bill, Mike Weibel, I don't know who that is, and then Diane for saying good morning this morning. So good morning, folks. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back in just a moment here on the WSJM Morning Show.
Identity stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
If you're in the towing business, who do you call when your tow truck needs towing? Many tow operators call Hassey's Towing, the trucks with the red, white, and blue. With the area's largest fleet of tow vehicles to tow delivery trucks, dump trucks, heavy-duty trucks, semi-trucks, and yes, even tow trucks. Got a truck that needs a tow? Call Hassey's Towing 24 hours a day, 927-3681. And yes, they also tow cars very carefully. Hassey's Towing, the trucks with the red, white, and blue.
I'm John Gonzalez.
And I'm Amy Sherman. Join us every Saturday morning at 10.
And good morning and welcome back to the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. And my guest for the rest of the hour did not show. Unfortunately, they were feeling under the weather and they had a personal family situation as well. And so we'll look to reschedule that guest and bring them back into studio to share what they were going to share today. Thoughts, prayers. Hope you're doing great. Let's see what else. We've got the Bloomberg Market Minute here in just a moment. Some of the things that we were talking about today include the economy, and so I think the Federal Reserve will be meeting today. They start their meeting. I wonder if is it a 2-day meeting? We'll double check on that here in just a moment. But we've got to get the latest local news update here in just a moment. All right. What else we got going on here? We talked about that. Oh, we haven't talked about the astronauts. They're getting ready to come home. I have questions. 9 months in space. Butch Wilmore, Suni Williams, finally going to be on their way home. So we'll talk about that in a couple of minutes right here on the WSJM Morning Show. News is coming up next.
500 rose 36. The NASDAQ added 55 points yesterday. More and more companies are worried about calls for Canadians to boycott U.S. products, fueled by the Trump administration's tariff wars. Warby Parker, Allbirds, and Jack Daniels maker Brown-Forman are among the U.S. companies telling investors that anti-American sentiment is a business risk. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
It's 7:39. Thanks again to Chris Britton, Executive Director of New Heights CCDA, for coming in today. Sarah Spoonholtz, Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber. If you missed any part of their interview, anything of what they were talking about today, you can always go back and listen to it and watch it on the video live stream. We have that available to you at any time. Just go to Facebook, go to YouTube, and look for the video archive of today's show. It's actually in progress right now. You can tune in and see. And I've got my special guest for the rest of this hour already pictured. You won't hear much from them. They're kind of the strong silent type. So that's on the video live stream right now at YouTube and Facebook. You should sign up for alerts. And if you ever do join us on the video live stream, be sure to just engage. Give us a like, give us a comment, give us a happy emoji or something along those lines. All right, forecast for today. Let's check in on the weather real quick, and then we'll get the latest from ABC News, World and National. The forecast for today does call for partly cloudy skies, a high around 64 degrees. So beautiful, beautiful day again. South winds gusting up to 25 miles per hour. That's the only drawback. Tonight's forecast, mostly cloudy skies, a low around 53. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts to 25. And Wednesday, tomorrow's forecast, mostly cloudy with a 60% chance of rain. A few evening thunderstorms are possible. The high tomorrow is going to be around 63. Why is it going to get thunderstormy? Well, because we're going to see a cold front come through, and we're going to have a little bit of a cold snap for all of a day with maybe even some snow. Yeah, so Wednesday night, possible thunderstorms. and gusty winds out of the southwest. And then Thursday, mostly cloudy, a 60% chance of snow, high around 37 degrees with a low around 33. So again, possibility of snow on Thursday. It's not going to be here for long. It's not going to accumulate. This is the late stuff. Friday's forecast, partly sunny, a high around 53 degrees and a low around 27. The weekend forecast, as you're looking at Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be mostly cloudy both days. A slim chance of some precipitation in the form of rain, and the highs are going to be in the lower to mid 40s. It's the WSJM Morning Show. It continues. We're on the video live stream. We're going to have news from ABC right now, our sports and local news coming up next.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The fragile ceasefire between Israel and Hamas appears to be over. Israel pounding parts of Gaza with airstrikes overnight. That's a scene near a hospital after the attacks. The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry says more than 400 Palestinians were killed. Israel says Hamas did not agree to extend the terms of the first phase of the ceasefire as Israel wanted. President Trump will talk with Russian President Vladimir Putin on the phone this morning about a possible ceasefire in Ukraine. The Fed kicks off its two-day meeting today.
The Federal Reserve is expected to hold interest rates steady at around 4.5%, despite encouraging news on inflation and amid concerns tariffs could cause a recession. The Fed had lowered interest rates in 2024, though signaled a slowdown in rate cuts this year. After Wednesday, the Fed's next chance to change interest rates will be early May. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Today, President Trump will release the entire government file related to the assassination of JFK. This is ABC News.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
742 WSJM Morning Show continues. Good morning. I'm Ken Lundberg. We've got about 18 minutes until 8 o'clock, and at that time we'll have some of the news from our WSJM newsroom, some of the stories that we're going to be looking at, an announcement from the U.S. Department of Energy signaling good news, continued funding, that is, for the Palisades nuclear power plant restart. U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright yesterday making the announcement of another release of some of the loan monies to Holtec International for that restart project. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. Other news, a St. Joseph River Harbor Authority is being formed now. 3 community entities have got together and they agreed on this new authority. It's St. Joseph Township, and Benton Harbor. And so what can they do with that? Well, they can manage the dredging that they think they need for the recreational area of the St. Joseph River in that harbor area. It's very important. We'll tell you a little bit more about that coming up at 8 o'clock. And the South Haven City Council, believe it or not, they have finally approved new short-term rental rules. So we won't have that to kick around anymore. So we'll tell you a little bit more about the current form of the City Council's decision on that. That's coming up at 8 o'clock on the WSJM Morning Show. It's 7:43. We've got sports from Dave Wolf coming up after a look at state news. We'll also, in just a couple of minutes, talk on the video live stream about astronauts being rescued from space. That's coming up.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher. Farmers are planning to circle the
Okay, it's the WSJM Morning Show video live stream. I'm Ken Lundberg here with my my virtual guest. Unfortunately, the guest that was scheduled to come in texted me and emailed. They did their yeoman's job of trying to get a hold of me last night, but it was after 9:45, and so I'm usually counting sheep by then. And so the guest that I had scheduled didn't show, but we were able to chat a little bit longer than usual with Sarah Spoonholtz from the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber and Chris Britton, Executive Director of New Heights CCDA, a friend of the show as well. So we thank them for coming in and sharing their information. If you ever have, that reminds me, if you ever have an idea of who you'd like to hear from on the show, please let me know. Send me an email. You can always email me at kenl@wsjm.com. And we take all ideas. We don't act on all the ideas because, we got to put them through the hopper. But we do take all ideas and investigate, for sure. Let's see. After an epic 9 months in space, the astronauts from NASA, Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams, finally going to be on their way home. Their stay on the International Space Station was only supposed to be 8 days. They were supposed to go up for 8 days. Their mission extended to 9 months after their spacecraft that they arrived on suffered technical problems that were not deemed safe enough to put humans back in to travel back to Earth. The pair are traveling back to Earth now in a SpaceX capsule along with NASA astronaut Nick Hague and Russian cosmonaut Alexander Gorbanov. They undocked from the International Space Station at just a little after 1 o'clock this morning. They're set to splash down off the coast of Florida sometime around 9:57 Greenwich Mean Time, which is going to be 5:57 Eastern Time. I just did that in my head. No, it's written out here. The landing time, however, could change if the weather conditions change and are not good enough. This marks the end of a mission that went on and on and on and on. So anyway, what will they do? Well, they're on the SpaceX Dragon capsule. It's going to make a fiery re-entry through the Earth's atmosphere. The temperatures that are going to be on the bottom of that capsule as it's getting back in through the Earth's atmosphere, it'll be 1,600 degrees Celsius. Let's see. Let me see if I can do this here real quick. Yeah, I never learned the metric system. So, okay, we do Celsius, and we do 1,600 degrees. Yeah, that's only 2,912 degrees Fahrenheit. So the bottom of their capsule, it's a little hot to the touch, 2,912 degrees Fahrenheit. And as it slows down, the capsule slows down, the astronauts are going to experience a lot of G-forces, a lot of gravity. About 4 times the Earth's gravity is what they're going to feel. Finally, and remember, they've been up in space for a very long time, for 9 months. And one of the things that the scientists have discerned from extended space stays is a weakening of a lot of different body parts. I mean, your muscle tissue, your bone density, a lot of stuff changes, I guess, in the lack of gravity up there. If it doesn't need it, kind of puts it aside. And so they're going to be going through the Earth's atmosphere at 4 Gs, which the normal human being be like, 4 Gs? No, thank you. Let's see. They're experienced astronauts. They will feel fantastic to be back on Earth. The fresh air is the first thing that gets you. That's what a veteran astronaut said as she was thinking about what Butch and Suni would be thinking when they got back. Yeah, that is something. I mean, beyond working all the technical stuff out, because if you travel for work, I'm going to pack a suitcase, going to water the plants, going to make sure somebody feeds the cat, all that kind of good stuff. But they went away for what they thought was going to be 8 or 9 days, and they left for 9 months. Well, NASA, can we call that hazard pay? Because we couldn't open the door to get back to Earth. And then NASA will probably come back and say, well, we didn't charge you extra room and board for staying at the space station with one of the most beautiful views in the world. Anyway. So they'll get back to Earth supposedly around 6 o'clock tonight. Let's see what else we have here on that. Yeah, that's about it. I can't wait to hear what they have to say as they get into their full interviews, because it just seems like there's been a lot of attention on these folks, and hopefully they did. Hopefully they enjoyed their time there. I think every astronaut who has talked about their experience in space has said, yeah, don't you believe it? They didn't suffer one moment of hardship other than missing their loved ones back home. Because you're there and there's not a moment to be bored. There's a lot of stuff going on. We'll talk about measles in just a moment. Michigan had its first confirmed measles case this year, so we'll talk about that in just a moment. We'll also get our latest Moody on the Market update. It's all coming up right here on the WSJM Morning Show. Thanks for tuning in.
And they are just awesome people. It came to be that I was shopping for insurance and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have you guys check it. And oh my gosh, they saved me so much money. It was like over $1,000 a year. And I have better insurance. I have better coverage. And I'm just blown away.
At IMS, an auto owner's insurance agency, they know it means something to have peace of mind knowing your insurance is taken care of.
They were easy to work with. They did everything. I just gave them my declaration pages for my current insurance, sent it over, and they did everything for me. and everything's handled. It was fast, it was easy. They had all kinds of payment options, and you get even more of a discount if you pay in full up front. Big discount. It was fast, easy, and I have better coverage, and I save money, and that makes me so happy.
IMS, an auto owner's insurance agency in St. Joseph and Niles.
Partly cloudy skies today, so some nice sunshine in between some of the clouds. Temperatures are going to get up in the low to middle 60s today. Pretty breezy, though, with the wind out of the south. Mostly cloudy tonight, down to 53. And tomorrow, a few scattered showers in the day with a high of 60, but we will see a chance of strong to severe thunderstorms possible on Wednesday evening. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
7:51 WSJM Morning Show continues. I'm Ken Lundberg. Thank you for joining us. Great morning in Southwest Michigan. What do we have temperature-wise? 43 degrees in Benton Harbor, St. Joseph, and South Haven. Cloudy conditions. The feels like is around 36. So it's still a little bit chilly out there. But I'm saying light coat weather. I mean, you determine what's best for you, but light coat weather is my call for the day. All right, it's 7:52, check that, and it's time for our Moody on the Market update. Your Moody on the Market update is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owner's insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. And on the Moody on the Market update, we bring you life in Southwest Michigan and why we love it here. We bring you also interesting people you should know and stories about business updates. One category that we see sometimes is business closures, businesses changing hands. Well, there's a business that is looking to change hands in downtown St. Joseph. Plants, pop-ups, and thrift items store, Kaiku, in downtown St. Joseph is for sale. Kelsey and Austin Bach are the owners of the location at 402 State Street. And they posted on social media recently that neither the economics nor their time commitments were working out with that store. And it was time to offer the business to someone new. They posted a heartfelt message with a heavy heart and said, Kelsey and I have experienced some amazing moments and shared some powerful conversations with so many of you through our time of owning our small shops here in our hometown. Over the years, we've seen Bound store grow and change from it being our first shop to the inception of Lumberjacks in its basement to the addition of a little collective to the addition of their newest shop, Kaiku. However, due to the past few seasons economically and the commitment it takes to run all of the shops well, it's with a heavy heart but hopeful expectation that we are putting our newest edition up for sale. With all of our endeavors and the addition of two lovely, handsome, and energetic boys to our family, we have found that we cannot give Kaiku the love and attention that it truly deserves. So they're seeking new owners, and they say just contact us, reach out to us. On this particular one, they said reach out through the social media post for pricing details. I'm sure there are a number of ways. Just call the store and say, hey, let me talk to folks. I want to buy it. So they say reach out, and we'll give you pricing details. So if you want to read more detail about what we found there and the store, it's posted right now at moodyonthemarket.com. Moody on the Market update is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owner's insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. I mean, look, it's a prime storefront real estate right there in downtown St. Joseph. Yeah, I mean, State Street, beautiful. And we're getting right in front of tourist season. So if you got an idea burning a hole in your pocket, there you go. Go figure it out. All right, 7:54. We have more coming up in just a couple of moments. Want to thank you for joining on the video live stream today. Me and my special guest, a light bulb, are on the video live stream right now. Michigan measles. Let's hit this story real quick. Michigan has confirmed its first measles case since last July. An Oakland County adult tested positive after traveling overseas recently. As cases rise, people are having questions about the virus. They say it's highly contagious. You can check your vaccination records. If you don't know where those are, you can ask your doctor to do a simple blood test to check for measles antibodies, and that will tell you if you have immunity or not. Most adults, they say, are likely protected either from childhood vaccines or having had the measles before. They say, however, if you were born in 1957 or later and do not have proof of vaccination, The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends at least 1 dose of MMR, measles, mumps, or rubella vaccination. If you were born before 1957, you're most likely immune because measles was common back then. However, not a guarantee. If you received a measles vaccine between 1963 and 1967, they say consider getting a booster shot. They say for most people, getting a booster is safe, but there are some exceptions if you're pregnant, have a weakened immune system, or have a severe allergy to any of the vaccine's ingredients. So again, nothing to panic about, but we did see measles pop up in Michigan for the first time since last July. All right, 7:56, we've got more coming up on the WSJM Morning Show. Next hour, we'll visit with Zach East from United Way. We'll also be checking in with the St. Joseph Public Schools. Kristen Box, superintendent there, will be visiting us to give us news from the Bear Den. It's all coming up.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us on the video live stream today. We really appreciate you. Michigan cannot make up her mind. No, she can't, Teresa. Michigan likes friends. That's what I think. Michigan likes friends, and winter is her friend. Spring is her friend. She wants to hang on to both at the same time. And that's what we're going to get this week. So, all right. Well, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate you. And tomorrow we have another guest scheduled, and I imagine they're going to come in. I'm not going to say I know they will, but I bet they will. So tune in for that. It'll be an interesting conversation for sure. It'll be very topical, one that you've heard about in the news recently. So I'll give you that. I'll give you that much. All right, 7:57, and I'm going to wrap up the video live stream a couple minutes early. Thank you to my special guest who's in studio right now, the light bulb by the lake. We appreciate you, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.